After you notice that I am at 99% and there's only about one thing that can happen in the game that will actually increase your percentage. 1%.
Doctor! Look! He followed you, you rotting son of a squash! You caused me big trouble, little rabbit. But I'm too brilliant for you. Illis, come say hello.
Now, I want to point out from that cutscene, it is completely canon that neither Knarf nor Dennis knew that I was following him until this moment. I just happened to be stumbling upon their bosses and traps because I'm intuitive, not because I was following Dennis the entire game, literally. Second point, I want to note that this is not the end of Crash Bandicoot, even though the mad scientist is on a floating object throwing differently colored bottles at us, one that causes flame, one that we can hit back, and one that just explodes. Third, I want to point out that Dennis has long legs. In the middle of a cutscene, or between the end of the cutscene and this boss fight, he got long legs and a huge mallet, and I'm not sure exactly how that happened. Fourth point, I want to note that that is an electrified floor. Fifth point, that is a different colored water, it's lava. And sixth point, they put the electric floor there so we couldn't jump up and hit Knarf. They didn't raise the platform up because then it would have been out of my camera view, and they don't know how to change that. Seventh point, they actually changed the environment from when we fall down the water because it's a different color of water than blue, brown, green, and the fire actually becomes more of an environmental hazard. Eighth point, if we just take the electricity damage, we can't jump up there. There is no collision detection on that platform at all. Sixth point, he's not actually going to throw... Ninth point, upside down, he's not actually going to throw bottles we can hit back at him until we actually contend with Dennis, who just keeps saying, hey, at us. He really wants us to know he's going to hammer in that point that, hey. Now, how this boss fight works is much like the first Dennis boss fight where he had a stick. He has a mallet, which we have to activate into a cutscene attack so that we can actually do damage to him again. Eventually, we're going to die because of the bottles, not because Dennis is actually a threat. Eventually, he will do this very scary noise and hit us with the hammer repeatedly, but we were invulnerable from the last potion that we got hit with. If we try and rush Dennis, it won't actually work. He's going to be invincible until we get distance away from him and go back and time these jumps correctly. Now, you'll be able to see that this fight is the reason that I got 99 lives over the course of the game, many times over, because I'm going to die a lot of times during this fight. He's not even halfway dead, and I've already died 3 times. Dennis changes his pattern eventually, I'm sure, because if not, that would be a pretty boring boss fight. And of course, we've got boss fight next to boss fight, Dennis and Knarf. Though we already know exactly how Knarf is going to work. He works just like the the Irish mini-boss, and the one that ripped off the Irish mini-boss. Also, hey. I like that the fire bottle spreads out in piles of fire, which are completely separate from each other and also copy-pasted animated GIFs. I think he stole that from my website from 1992, actually. Dennis has long legs at this point, solely so he doesn't need to get hit by electricity or fire, even though he's a pumpkin. I'm not quite sure why he had to upgrade from a mallet, from a stick to a mallet, but he did. just to make this a little bit more threatening. Eventually, I'm going to get this last sliver of health down, and we can deal with Knarf himself. But until then... Oh, he actually got a death cutscene. And then explode into his separate parts. And now the camera focuses on Knarf. We are circle strafing him at all times. Now, at this point, he decides, okay, Dennis didn't work, so the bottles aren't killing him quite fast enough. So what am I actually going to do to defeat Jersey Devil? Let's throw bottles that can't actually harm him. And that's what the green bottles do. We're not actually hitting Knarf. He doesn't have, the boss meter is not his. This platform instead is actually the one taking the brunt of the damage. And it just happens to be precariously perched over the lava pit, surrounded by the electric floor grid. And we've got 3 guesses as to what's going to happen in 5 more hits. 4 more hits. Any guesses, Blind Cat?
It's going to tilt into the lava and he gets burned alive?
I think I've got one better. I think I've got 2 more hits to guess it in. I think I'm going to tip it over, and it's going to act like a seesaw if he was on one end and the other end got hit by a hammer. He's going to go flying off out through the ceiling and end up on the moon for the final boss fight, for the final phase.
How about that circle is actually too big to fit in that hole and he gets electrocuted due to current?
I would have actually respected that ending. But no, as you can clearly see, it just explodes. It doesn't fall in, it just explodes. And then the level explodes. And strangely, that is the most fitting end to Jersey Devil.
Well. Seems that this beautiful little city has fallen back into its old, peaceful, boring, casual life. Enjoy it, stupid little citizens. 'Cause I'll be back!
This is where he was filming all those cutscenes, apparently. The sunspot, lens flare, skybox.
Wait a minute. How did you get in here?
Why did we notice that he was going to return and we didn't do anything about it? Okay, let's see how it all plays out. And then the hearse drove around the fountain and ran over the children. And Jersey life was returned back to normal. This was normal Jersey life. And they wanted this back. Jersey is so pleased with the damage he's wrought on the city. And he flies away in a terrible animation. I think that's just another animation tween there. But Jersey Devil, ladies and gentlemen.
Jersey Devil.
100% completed. Well, where do I start? I want to thank Behavior Interactive for making Jersey Devil, so I threw together this little credit sequence. I hope they enjoy it. I want to thank my co-commentators, Gary Horseman and Blind Cat, for grueling through this experience with me, because I am the only one who holds Jersey Devil anywhere near to my heart, having grown up with it 12 years. And I'm sure that anybody joining me for this expedition has similar sentiments, so I want to share with you now a bonding moment over the Jersey Devil credits. We can all feel that something influential, something with stock sound effects, something with low production values and low creativity, and not a lot of budget to work with, and really no success at all, can come together and be enjoyed by us. Your thoughts on the experience, Blind Cat?
Well, this was quite an experience.
I can taste the air quotes in your audio somehow. I like to think that every one of these people go on with their careers. At the top of their resume, I was VP of Marketing on Jersey Devil. Maybe you've heard of it. I senior marketed managing Jersey Devil. Yeah, I was him. And really the only one I'd actually like to thank is
Boing.
the sound producer for the game. Whoever wrote, composed, and performed the songs, my hat off to you for your one contribution that made Jersey Devil stand above the rest. If only you weren't standing above the rest in such a deep hole dug by everybody, every single other person on the team. Especially technical coordinator Neil Musser. This game was technically uncoordinated every sense of the term. Oh, and the FMV, those were actually not bad. Not special, but not bad. I would have liked to see more full motion videos outside of the intro credits. Maybe all of the cutscenes could have been done in that style. If you're looking to do an HD re-release of Jersey Devil, that's one of my suggestions I'm just going to throw in there. There was only one 3D sequence in this entire game, believe it or not. It was actually a 2D game with just very complicated scaling and rotating effects to make you think it was a 3D game. That's why it looks so terrible. Also, French. You can tell it's French when you can't distinguish the first names from the last names. Oh, and Happy Halloween. It's finished! I can finally die.
Weren't you gonna show off that one animation that Jersey Devil does? As the one good thing left in Jersey Devil?
This is why I have him along. Let's just start up anew, because I never saved once during that. There's the carrot guy, in case you had forgotten him, over the 1 year it took me to complete this game. That was not even flying in. I did promise to make this Let's Play complete as possible. Let's skip the tutorial, because we all know that mechanic all too well at this point. Moon never comes into play until the epilogue. I'll be getting to that in a bonus video that will eventually come after this Let's Play, like most of my other Let's Plays have bonus videos to do. Let's see some of Jersey's idle animations. Well, first he's going to scratch his bum, because he's a cheeky character. That way you know he has attitude. Has no respect for school rules. There's that butterfly. He's like, oh, what's that butterfly? No, he's supposed to be looking backwards at us at that point, but because he's not facing away from us like he should be, he just looks like he's over his shoulder. Oh, oh, oh. That's something over there. Okay, now he's breathing heavy, his eyebrows sort of waning. I think he's actually going into anaphylactic shock right now. Let's see if I can reset this into a new series of idle animations. Or I might be mistaken and he gains more idle animations as the...
Whoa.
The power of Christ compels you. Jersey Devil, ladies and gentlemen.
Jersey Devil.
Well,
It was your
Jersey Devil. Jersey, you disappoint to the very end.
all those times you had to stall those animations.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't stop him from instantly doing animations the rest of the game. And now I've triggered the bats. This can't end well. Oh, he even knows. The bats are on the way. Jersey Devil. Jersey Devil.
Well,